What's going on, guys? This is Jesse here with this video on my Galaxy S8 Plus, like 3 month review, however long it's been out. I just want to say that I've had many phones, and to date, this is definitely my best phone ever. I can actually say that. Prior to this, I was a fan of the S6. I'm sorry, the LG G6. The only thing with that was the battery. I'm out on the road pretty much all day, and I really needed a battery that would get me through the day. This guy right here has done it for me. I've gotten plenty of battery life out of the one charge. Usually, I take it off somewhere in the wee hours of the morning. Uh, I wireless charge it, and then once in a while, when I twist or turn, I see that the light is green on this bad boy right here. And therefore I know that it's fully charged, and I just take it off and set it to the side. So probably around 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, I do start my day of using it somewhere around 5 in the morning. I have this picture here because you're probably not going to be able to appreciate it. But I mean, this picture is just probably the best picture I've ever taken. It's got this flower here, and the background is blurred out. Of course, it's one of the features that it has where you can like blur the background or even the foreground. But just to kind of give you an idea of what the picture looks like, really nice. Um, Now the thing with the battery that I was talking about, let me see if I can get a. Here we go. See right here. This is screen on time. 5 hours 31 minutes of screen on time, and I still had 4% left. Here's the amount of time that it was on. It was 19 hours and 30 minutes. And here's where it had 4% battery left. According to this, it was 43 minutes. Now, as you can see on this one, I had mid power saving mode. I only did that like for the last half hour, but mainly I had it on regular uh, full power mode. I had the AMOLED going. The brightness on it was I think it was like 60%. So it's kind of like where I have it right now. As you can see, 50, somewhere around 50 to 60%, and that's pretty much where I have it. I do have the on-screen, the always-on, display. I have that on. The only thing that I think kind of helps a little bit that I do is I put a black wallpaper on it. I mean, this black just looks really nice. I mean, I've never seen, you know, other phones that really have this really nice looking black on it. I mean, it's deep black. So that's the only thing that I think kind of conserves the battery. But other than that, I use it pretty much all day. I'm a power user. I use it for Facebook, for Snapchat, for Twitter, for Instagram, and a lot of YouTube. So I do use it quite a bit. So if you're considering, as I was considering the V30, which I'm gonna look at here when it comes out in a few days. But I consider this one over the Note 8 because the Note 8 has a 3300 milliamp battery. This one has a 3500 milliamp battery. So, like I said, I needed it for that battery juice throughout the day. I think I made a wise choice. I've had Notes before. Excuse me. I've had notes before, and I I do tend to use the pen once in a while, but I am not gonna say that I use it, like very much. I did. It did save me from a document that I had to sign one time. I'm really glad that I had that note at that particular time, which happened to be the Note 7. But other than that, I'm not gonna say that I use it a lot. So as far as the lag factor, I haven't had any issues with it. This is the amount of stuff that I have on it as far as applications go. So um, I use it quite a bit, like I said. No lag for me. Um, and other than that, I just want to say that as far as the uh, build quality of the phone, is just amazing. It really is a excellent design. I like the rounded edges versus the notes, more squarish, bockish, boxy look. Um, I think they really did a great job with this phone. Um, the facial unlocking on this, it's really really fast. I'm really surprised that it does such a good job. So if you are kind of like looking, between a Note or a S8 Plus, um, I would say that the other reason that I did get this instead of the Note 8 was the price. I think, in my opinion, there has to be like a limit. In my case, my limit's around $900. Going for the Note 8, that's taxes and stuff, is you're looking close to $1,000. I think that's just ridiculous. I've also had OnePlus 5 phones, and at the time I got it for like $400. The original OnePlus 5 had flagship specs, and if they're able to make that phone for that price, they shouldn't go too crazy on these phones, because I know that the amount of money it costs them to build a phone is not nearly as what they charge us for it. But this is just a little video in case you're kind of in between. Should I get this phone or that phone? I can't really say that I can, fully compare it to the V30, because it's not out yet. But that is a phone that I would really be interested in, if other reviewers are correct in saying that, if Max Lee, he had a review on the battery on that thing, and I believe it was 12 hours. I'm sorry, it was 10 hours. He did a bunch of videos that he did on it, and he compared it to the S8 Plus and the Note 8, and the Note 8 was the first one to go. I believe it was 8 hours and 15 minutes. The S8 Plus, which is this one, was like 8:45, and then after that it was 10:07 on the LG V30. So if battery is something that concerns you, take that for what it is. Other than that, I'll try to be making some videos on this, on how to's. So if you're kind of like a novice, a beginner, and want to know, anything related to how the operating system is on this, for example, how to minimize the screen, or how to set your always on display, as far as the schedule on it. You can actually have the phone turn it on for you and turn it off for you. So stuff like that. If you want to know more about that when I make those videos, please just subscribe. And if you thought this was a decent video, just give it a thumbs up. And until then, we'll see you in the next one. Peace.